Lon Chaney's gonna get you if you don't watch out.
Born on April Fool's Day, 1883, to two deaf and mute parents, Leonidas, or Lon Chaney, seems to have been destined for silent cinema. Growing up unable to communicate verbally with his parents taught Chaney how to emote physically through pantomime at an early age. Following his brother into theater as a stagehand in his late teens, it wasn't long before Chaney began performing. Through theater, Chaney met singer Cleva Creighton, whom he married in 1905, and whom gave birth to their son Creighton Chaney a year later. In 1913, after Cleva recovered from swallowing mercury chloride in a suicide attempt that ruined her singing voice, Chaney divorced her. The actor was forced to find work elsewhere after the scandal, and found it in film. Chaney's makeup skills made him much more employable, and helped secure him a contract at Universal Studios, playing bit parts until his departure in 1917 due to a salary dispute. He slowly gained acclaim as a character actor over the next few years, with a star-making performance in 1919's The Miracle Man. In the since-lost film, Chaney's character, posing as a cripple, cons an audience into believing he's been miraculously healed. It's an early example of the actor's commitment to physicality, something he would continue at greater lengths. From there, Chaney earned larger roles, such as in 1920's The Penalty. To play the part of an amputee, he painfully tied his legs, wearing a leather-strapped apparatus to give the illusion of being legless. By wearing it, Chaney ignored the advice of studio doctors, adamant in the authenticity of his performance, a defining trait of many of Chaney's roles. His broadening fame eventually led him to one of his most famous leading roles in 1923, as Quasimodo in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The role involved one of Chaney's most extensive makeup jobs, taking 3 hours to apply, and included a 20-pound plaster hump. Playing the role of Eric, the Phantom of the Opera, in 1925, the actor insisted that promotional photos not show his face, in order to better preserve the shock for its audiences. Eric's grotesque face is both nightmarish and inspired in its design, remembered as one of Chaney's most identifiable roles. Famously, he glued his nose upright, giving the Phantom a skeletal snout, a face that is said to have terrified some viewers to the point of fainting. In 1927, Chaney played a role physically opposite from that of The Penalty, as an armless circus performer in The Unknown. Collaborating with real-life armless performer Paul Desmuke, Chaney's acting sold the illusion. This was his 6th collaboration with director Todd Browning, and they would reunite that same year on London After Midnight, possibly the most famous lost film of the silent era. Although reconstructed in 2002 from still photos, the film is best remembered for Chaney's wild makeup job, which has remained a lasting image in the horror genre. To achieve the manic-eyed, wide-grinned look of the film's vampire, the actor used thin wires to stretch the skin around his eyes and mouth. Chaney only made one picture and sound, an evolution he thought destroyed much of the mystery of cinema. 1930's The Unholy Three, a remake of an earlier Browning and Chaney film, was also his last, giving only a brief glimpse at the actor's voice.
Now, folks, if you'll just gather around a little closer now. Come right in a little closer. That's it. That's fine, folks. Now, then, if you'll be real quiet, I'll see if I can get the little boy to say something.
Almost symbolically, Chaney's life ended with the death of the silent era. After a progression of lung complications resulting in cancer, Chaney passed away on August 26, 1930. Mysteriously, his crypt bears no name. Chaney is remembered for his versatility, frequently playing multiple roles in a single picture. Most notably, in Mr. Wu, He played the eponymous Wu, both in youth and middle age, as well as Wu's grandfather. It was this versatility, coupled with his skills in makeup, that gave him the name the Man of 1,000 Faces. Much like how his parents' lack of hearing helped shape his future profession, many of Chaney's characters are defined by their deformities, both physically and motivationally. And Chaney's nuanced performances often gave a sympathetic light to these, at times, monstrous personas. His most lasting legacy lies in his talent in makeup. The monster movie niche Chaney helped pioneer continued with Universal's horror pictures starring the likes of actors Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, and even his own son, Creighton, whose name was credited as Lon Chaney Jr. The makeup of many of these monsters were created by artist Jack Pierce, who was able to start his career due to the void Chaney's death left in the industry. Through actors such as Ron Perlman and Doug Jones, these types of roles continue today. However, never has there been someone so accomplished in both makeup and acting, being the singular creator of his character's appearance and soul. It's a true testament to his craft that in each of Chaney's thousands of faces, we see a bit of our own.